the new flip phone style handheld from Miyoo, the Miyoo Mini Flip. It's basically the previous Miyoo Mini S, but in a flip form factor. The processor and screen are the same. You can take a look at the specs, I won't read them out. The packaging is a bit more complex this time. Before it was just a plastic bag, but now there's an outer box and a plastic bag. Inside, there's a charging cable, a headphone adapter cable, a TF card, a manual, and a card reader. I bought the pink one for 271 yuan, and this color does look very soft and delicate. First, let's look at the build quality, which is always the biggest concern with Miyoo's devices. Let's start by checking the seams of the casing for any flaws. I feel the edge of the upper screen isn't perfectly aligned. Also, the reset button cutout isn't perfectly centered either. The ventilation port is slightly off, but the casing texture is decent, with a comfortable, slightly matte feel. The screen bezel on the front is still a bit wide. Below are two silicone pads, likely covering screws. The buttons are all conductive film, feeling lighter than the Qingming. I just don't get why the ABXY buttons look so grimy. There's a single speaker in the middle, and a power indicator in the top right. On the right, there's a reset button, power button, and lanyard hole. On the left, the volume rocker, and a TF card slot below. The top has the charging port and shoulder buttons, which are soft dome switches and feel decent. The bottom has more ventilation holes, and the label states the battery is 2500 mAh. This CPU seems to often run overclocked, generating much heat. Let's test its hinge. Initially, it's a nearly stepless hinge. Then it locks into 3 fixed positions at 120 degrees, which is ample for gaming. The hinge feels quite firm, but its durability is uncertain. When you close the lid, around 30 degrees before it's fully shut, the screen goes dark, and if you open it back up, the display quickly illuminates. Let's compare it with my hand to truly grasp what a mini handheld console is. Compared to a phone, it's 2/5 its length when closed. It's so convenient to bring this to work for some sneaky gaming. If you know, you know. Let's power it on and take a look. It's still the exact same theme as the previous Miyoo Mini. Honestly, this machine is running on a nearly 4-year-old system. It's an old system, but it's still pretty amazing. So there's not much to say about the OS basic functions like recent games, collections, emulators, retro emulators, apps, and settings are all there. Let me show you the interface. The retro emulator section has many cores. Most people, I bought this to play GBA games. GBA typically uses either the GPSP or MGBA cores. The GPSP has worse emulation but lower demands. The MGBA core is better with fewer graphic errors. Let's run Super Robot Wars J using the MGBA core to check for lag. Fast forwarding during battle animations offers a small speed boost, indicating performance is barely adequate. However, I distinctly recall this system experiencing screen flickering and CPU throttling when the battery was low. I've now drained the battery below 20%. Let's rerun the game to check for these phenomena. I recall this SFC 2018 core struggling with a game in a prior video. Let's check out Dragon Ball. It's a special chip game that's quite difficult to run. As expected, it can't handle it. Let's try running Super Robot Wars J again to see if the CPU throttling is the cause of the problem. Fast forward still works, meaning no throttling occurred, and I didn't experience screen flickering before it shut down. These two issues seem well resolved. The CPU often runs hot, with noticeable heat around the menu button. Battery life is also just average. It drains significantly on standby. There's an auto shutdown option in the system that should be disabled to prevent unsaved shutdowns while on standby. Let's talk about this screen again. Although it's an LCD screen, it uses PWM dimming. If you use a high shutter speed, you'll see screen flickering, which is quite strange. The screen's color temperature leans warm, and its brightness appears to be about 250 nits. Playing GBA games with shaders further dims the screen. After using larger handhelds, this 2.8-inch screen feels so small. Furthermore, the 750 by 560 resolution offers no real advantages beyond GBA games. Triple integer scaling. The default dot matrix effect is mediocre. GB games show an even smaller screen, but the emulation's accuracy is high. Next, let's run more games. Final Fantasy VI on the SFC 2018 core has clear slowdown and audio crackling. It's possible that the performance required by this core exceeds the limits of this processor. Let's try a different core. This runs fine, but there's noticeable audio crackling, even in PS1 Street Fighter 3. There's no audio crackling when playing this game. I'm starting to think that the crackling issue is partly due to the software and partly because of the core's subpar emulation, especially since it's a long-standing issue with Miyoo. Finally, let's test the quality of the speaker output. In conclusion, I think the Miyoo Mini Flip is good as a mini handheld for quick gaming or just fiddling around, but for serious gaming, its size won't fully satisfy. Regardless, if you like it, just buy it. It's that simple. I want handheld enthusiasts to follow me to learn more about handhelds,